Well, f you. Go away. Go find your women wherever you want if you're not satisfied. I don't know what to tell you. If you want a woman who barely even speaks English and just has to suck your go for it.
Do you see the anger? Do you see that? Triggered immediately. Well, F you then. Just go overseas. We don't need you. Whatever. Bye, loser. What are you, 30 plus? No ring, no prospects for children, no man, no husband, no nothing.
Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Before we jump into it, because I'm not going to talk too long in this intro, do me a quick favor. If you're going to be successful in life, hit that like button. I'm claiming it right now. If you want to be successful in life, hit that like and that hype. Only successful people do that. Without further ado, let's get straight into it.
First it was Kevin Samuels, then it was Andrew Tate. Now it's Austin Holloman. You say women hit the wall, but it seems as if the walls are closing in on you. You run from street block to street block, neighborhood to neighborhood, country to country, from sea to shining sea, looking for women who you say have no value, while simultaneously making memes like this go viral. Everyone you meet will come with baggage. Find someone who loves you enough to help you unpack.
See, that's women see like a little meme, but they think that this is like the gospel. This is not the gospel. Generally speaking, women are gonna come, especially older women, are gonna come with way more baggage than men come with. Like let's be completely honest. Let's be completely honest. Y'all are gonna come with way more baggage, more debt. Y'all gonna have children that need a father figure. And yeah, men have children too, but 9 times out of 10, because the family court system is so skewed towards the woman's side, those children are going to be with the mother. And then the dad really isn't going to ask you to be a mother. He's be like, hey, just don't be a jerk to my kid and we're going to be cool. But women are saying, I need a protector for this child. I need you to help me take care of this child that I have with it. Like, this completely different baggage. Completely different.
Notice the male here has mental traumas, insecurities, trust issues, stress, toxic ex, and a bunch of other things. And he's upset because women in America allow him to be the bag lady. Bag brother, you gon' hurt your bag.
Ridiculous.
Dragging all them bags like that. You take you wherever you go. And they don't want it in Brazil.
When you pay attention to the passport bros, like they're getting women from like the DR, Colombia,
Yes.
The Philippines, Thailand, like women that can speak very little English, women that don't have education, women that need them, women that need them.
Real quick. You see how I find it funny that women will say, oh yeah, we're girls, women empowerment, but she just low-key shaded these women just because they don't have the type of education that you have. Women always say that, oh, you go over there to these islands or Colombia, Puerto Rico, where these girls are dumb and they don't know anything. I'm like, well, hold on. Well, why would you even think that, where would you get this from? Just because they don't have Gucci bags and what? And hair extensions and stupid eyelashes? That they're dumb? Because they're not out here rushing to get into thousands of dollars worth of debt for a useless degree, that they're dumb? That they're not asking for money and trying to use men like y'all, that they're dumb? Let me back this up a little bit. Just a little bit.
Women that need them. Women that need them.
Women are raised to be wives.
Boom.
They learn everything from birth, from their father, from their mother, how to be a wife and how to support your man.
Women that need them.
It's not even women that need them. It's women that treat them with respect.
So we don't.
Y'all know y'all don't.
That's why she smiled.
That's not true.
American women are out of touch from reality. They don't realize the West is de-evolving due to this gynocentric de-culture, while Southeast Asia is just as modern as most American cities, except they're actually clean. A man and woman need each other to raise a good family. The man needs the house cleaned, the meals cooked, and kids raised, while the woman needs the bills to be paid, protection, and a strong masculine figure to provide structure. The reason why modern women...
But men don't need those things. Like, a man doesn't need for the woman to clean the house. It would be nice. It would be nice. He doesn't need a woman to cook the food. And he doesn't need a woman to raise a kid. But because men can still do all of these things successfully without women. But women cannot do them successfully without men. Men bring so much more to the table than women do. Like there is no equality. So when I hear people say like, well, men need women too, I'm like, you sure about that? Are you sure about that? Like, for what? If women were just gone, what would men not be able to do outside of reproducing? Let me put it like this: if we get cloned, right? What would men need women for? If we could just clone something, it's something to think about.
Want to depend on a man is because then they'll actually have to behave correctly or they'll be on the street. Women want to be independent so they can leave the relationship whenever they want. And as you can see in the video, the women couldn't even deny that they don't respect men. Even their autopilot of not accepting accountability couldn't allow her to lie about that. The sad reality of Western women is that they're less valuable to men with all of these degrees than women from developing nations, despite having more degrees. The top comment: they speak English in the Philippines.
Yes, they do.
Friendly correction: Philippines is the most English-speaking country in Asia. By the time students graduate high school, they're technically bilingual. And there are more people in China who can speak English than the whole population of the US.
I just came to the realization why I'm single. Every guy that I'm like, oh yeah, he's attractive. Okay, this is not supposed to be offensive, but I see their wives and they just look like so like, you know,
like a lady.
not like this, just like,
Yeah, they look like a lady.
you know, like.
Newsflash: men like ladies.
My tattoos are gone. Dude, I look crazy. Like, that's why guys don't want to wife me up. And I just come to this realization today. See? I thought these men wanted, like, you know, big, strong.
Why?
Tough girls.
You've been listening to other women, that's why. Now look at you.
I don't know. I feel like all of them are, like super girly, and all these guys are like, yeah, that's my girl. That's just, like, housewife stuff. And I'm over here, like, I own my own business. I'm covered in tattoos. I'm a little spazzy, but that's okay. We embrace it. But yeah, I don't think any guy's gonna wife me up because they can't take me seriously. And I just realized that. Damn.
But at least she's ahead of the game. She's ahead of the game because she still looks young enough and she's pretty that she can fix it. Now that she knows, just fix it. Take a couple weeks, maybe 2-3 weeks, fix it. Find out what it is exactly, fix it. Maybe ask some of your male friends or family members, and then fix it and go get married, lady. She still has a shot, but most of these ladies do not.
So this is for the single people. I've been thinking, like, the last few days, like, I can just not imagine ever being with someone ever again. Like, how do you get to that stage of even, like, meeting someone and then, like, all of a sudden you're just, like, hanging around with them every day? Like, how does that even happen? Like, I don't know whether, like, I'm just going through, like, this phase or, like, this stage of, like, a breakup, even though it was, like, months ago, but, like, I just can't envision it. Like, I just don't think I'm ever going to meet anyone. Like, I'm totally fine being on my own forever, but, like, is this a thing? Like, do people still meet people, or are people just going to be single forever now? Like, I just don't get it.
As a childless woman in my early 40s, I'm constantly thinking about my retirement and what that looks like. And it's always the same, no matter what. And it has been since my 30s, which is to live in a hut or a well-framed cabin in the woods with a community of women. And we all just, like, grow our own food, make our own preserves, read books, fix everything ourselves, have coffee together in the morning, drink wine at night, have a bunch of cats and dogs and chickens and goats, maybe some horses, pigs, whatever. And then we do really weird shit at night that makes everyone scared. to come up to our property and just leaves us alone forever until we all just die in our beds, happy.
This is the delusion. This is the delusion. She's talking nonsense right now. Like, lady, what are you talking about? I feel like she was on another video I've done. I can't remember, but I feel like she has been. This fellas, save your money. Save your money, because this is all that's out here. She got tattooed all on the neck.
Like a pretty good retirement.
Men don't want to feel like they're dating another man, especially in today's world with undercover transgenders. The more masculine a woman is, the more the man is going to get paranoid that she was born with a Johnson. Today's modern women took advice from the least attractive women in America, feminists, and wonder why they're still single, which is like taking financial advice from a broke person. And after 30, for most women, they're like the rotting fruit on the forest floor. Why would a man want that when he can pick a fresh one off of the vine?
Facts.
As for the last lady in the video, who talked about a self-sustaining community of cat ladies, those usually never work because double post wall women are the most miserable people out there. They have a life full of regret and need a cocktail of drugs just to function every day in life. The top comment of the video said, "We don't want tough/strong or a challenge. We're tired. We need peace and softness to balance us out." After a long, hard days of work, the last thing a man wants is to have a shouting match at home. The nose ring is a giveaway. Women will dress up appropriately for interviews and a job, yet won't do the same for a man. You provide me no companionship,
Dang, I
yet
never thought
you
about
rob
that.
me of solitude. Should have said temporary companionship because 80% of women filed for divorce. So in reality, a man would rent these women for the full price.
I think the issue with modern men and modern women in the dating arena is that there are so many modern men that want traditional women without having to be traditional men. What am I talking about? Let me let him explain.
And typically in an Arab household, the man usually is the provider financially, and that's just how it is.
That is just something I wasn't prepared for.
Most Arab women expect that.
Just like most American people expect the woman to contribute half, or not half, just contribute.
But you're not dealing with an American woman.
No, but she'd have to deal with some of my things though too. This was definitely not what I wanted to hear. I thought Moroccan women prioritize family over material
Brother,
things.
run for the hills.
And I was not anticipating that it would mean I have to be the sole provider for a household. I didn't sign up for this.
See, this is the thing, man. I feel like the things that women say, that they are projecting what they're doing to men. She said that men want traditional women without being traditional. Men will be traditional if we had traditional women. The whole traditional thing, old school way of doing it, was turned upside down because women were the ones who decided that they didn't want to be traditional anymore, but they still want men to be traditional. So if you want traditional men, then you have to go back to being traditional. You can't say, well, men, y'all be traditional and we're still going to be modern. It doesn't work like that, especially since the ball is always forever in the man's court. So if you want a man, you have to do what he wants because you need him more than he needs you.
So what do you mean you weren't prepared to be a sole provider? Like, who raised some of these men? They are so adamant that they want a traditional woman, but they also want that traditional woman to be modern enough to expect to have to pay bills. This man goes on to say that he wants an independent, financially independent woman who will have his kids and clean and be submissive and all these other things. Why would she do all of that? Like, you realize that the women here in America won't even take that deal. So they get their passports and they globe trot all over the world trying to find a woman vulnerable enough, desperate enough, in search of citizenship enough to take that deal. This is predatory.
But they always see, she just said it, and they always make it seem like these women can't possibly love these men. So they have to be getting something out of it because most modern women in America are just straight misandry because they hate men so much. They can't even fathom in their mind that another woman who was raised traditionally, who's a good woman, would want them. So they always say, well, she must want you for the papers. She must want you for this and that. it must be for the money. It can't just be like, oh, you know what? These women thought that these men were good men and they decided to marry them. It can't be that. They always have to throw some type of shade, some type of insult. It's never like, well, you know, we're happy, even though we don't like how these men are treating us, whatever like that. We're happy that they're finding love elsewhere. You do not see that. Just like the lady in the first clip.
When you're looking for a woman who wants to have access to the benefits and the perks and the rights that we have as Americans, because they don't have those rights in their country.
Yes, they do.
But you're going to make her earn it. She's going to have to earn it by you making a mule out of her, expecting her to do more than you're doing. So why should she do all of that for your 50% of the bills? Like, the deal isn't being accepted by American women, and you're realizing that it's not going to be accepted by women in other countries either, because it's a bad deal and you know it.
But it is. The deal is being accepted by... This is why the passport... She's such a fool. This is why the Passport Brothers movement is progressing so much, because they're realizing that these American women aren't even top tier. Y'all not even first, second, third tier. So they're going to these other places where the women are more fit. They're equally as beautiful, if not more beautiful. They were raised in a traditional way. Like, they know how to cook. They know how to be wives. They don't complain. They help out if need be. And they're feminine. So these men are going over there to get those women. And the only people who are losing in this scenario are American women. American modernized women are the only ones that are losing in this passport bro movement. And a lot of the men are staying over there. They're staying over there because they don't want their brand new wives to be corrupted with American modern women ideology. So they're just staying over there. So you can't use, oh, you just want the green card to come over here, because they're staying. So what else is your excuse?
Oftentimes these women in other countries, they're going to expect you to send money back home to their parents and their siblings and their families back home. Like, you think that you're saving money. You're trying to find a good woman for a discount by shopping all around. But she's also going to expect you to provide for her as well. Once you expect a woman to have your child and her ability to work like your ability to work is changed, you're going to have to provide for that woman.
But that's not what he's saying. Most men are like, listen, if you help me out, like if you're working and I'm working, right? Which, if you look at all throughout history, majority of women worked. They worked. It was only until like the 40s and 50s and around that time where the economy was so good that a man could take care of an entire family. But throughout history, majority of the time, the men that had wives, the wives worked. They didn't work as hard as the men, but they did work. Men are just saying, listen, because this economy is so jacked, if you want to do this thing, then we're both gonna have to do it together. Because the way this economy is, I cannot take care of you just solely by myself and pay everything. Everything is incredibly expensive. You know what's funny? When single ladies complain about how expensive things are, right? And they're just paying for them. But you expect a man to pay for himself and you on top of gifts and vacations and everything off of one salary. Even when you can't even take care of just you with one salary. So you want him to take care of two people plus some other miscellaneous things on the back end off of one salary? Ridiculous.
You want her to stay home? How's she going to stay home and work 40 hours a week? Like, some of you have no idea what you're asking. Or maybe you do, but you don't care. Why should she run herself into the ground? And what does she get? A discount on bills? A discount. Because you're not even willing to pay the whole thing. Like, you want provider benefits without having to actually be a provider. You let somebody speak long enough and they'll tell you everything you need to know. And the men are beginning to say the quiet part out loud. We weren't expecting to take care of any woman. American
She really
woman,
thinks like she's eating right now.
A woman overseas, we were expecting a servant. They're not looking for partnership. They're looking for ownership.
She asked who raised these men, single moms and feminists. Also, she chose one example of a guy who wanted this unrealistic woman, basically created a straw man of an argument. Most passport bros do expect to be the breadwinner to get a traditional wife. It's just that in America, modern women want that and more. They want the man to be rich and provide them with a vacation lifestyle without doing wife duties. Another part of her fake argument is that these women from foreign nations are looking for a green card. Yes, some are, but most passport bros aren't moving back to the States when their dollar goes at least 5 times future in that country. This clueless future cat lady thinks these women in foreign countries dream about working a job. They don't want to have a career, they want to be a stay-at-home wife. Hell, modern women, if they've married a rich man, would still prefer working a career than staying at home. Of course, women in the comments section eat this up. They want us to pay for the privilege of serving them. These women are clueless. Passport bros have never expected a foreign woman to pay for anything. They're not looking for partnership, they're looking for ownership. A real relationship divides labor. Man goes to work while the woman manages the home. A partnership is what modern women want, and they think being a homemaker is ownership, yet they have no problem working on the weekends for a company. They want women to do 100%, but somehow he wants to be the boss. Modern women do 100% when they're in a relationship with a loser Chad or Tyrone.
A lot of these guys are saying y'all are going to end up lonely and single, but at least we're not bringing more Dusties into the world. By the way, I'm married and I have 2 daughters, so I didn't bring no Dusties into this world. Thank goodness, because I didn't marry a Dusty. But at the same time, women don't want to bring more dust into the world that you can't even afford to take care of, guys.
Well, that's not true. That's definitely not true, because y'all are having so many children out of wedlock. So how are all these Dusties getting these women then? If y'all are so smart, how are all of these quote-unquote Dusties getting y'all? Majority of the men don't even have children, especially in the black community. Majority of men don't even have children. So what are you talking about? This is that sprinkle lady. I know exactly who this is.
They don't want to marry a man they got to make excuses for instead of brag on, okay? So I'm sure a woman would rather be single than to sit there and make up excuses for her loser husband or whatever, okay? So don't think that women not marrying is an indication that they're unwanted, because women get proposals all the time. They just have to turn them down because they're dusty proposals, or they're proposal for men who aren't going to meet their standards.
So if you're getting proposed to by a man that does, if you continuously get proposed to by a man that doesn't meet your standards, that means that the man that does meet your standards, he sees you and he's not attracted to you. He sees you and he's not attracted to you. That is why these women aren't getting married. They're not turning down proposals of men that they want. A lot of these ladies are on a high horse. Y'all need to get body slammed off in a quick flash in a hurry. But guys, that's it for today's video. If you haven't done so, do me a quick favor, hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that hype button. If you want a good video, click this one on your left. If you want a crazy one, click this one on your right. I had fun making this one. That's it, and I will see you on another one.